Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at, actually, it's a double header. We're going to look at My Muse. That's where we started from CZT Heidi Kay. And as I was searching, because I found this on Pinterest, and then I'm like, well, let's go to Heidi's website, her blog, and see if she has the step outs there. I was looking for samples because on Pinterest it was just I think somebody else had posted it as well. It was just the step out with a gorgeous sample right on there, but I wanted to see if there was more. And so not only did I find more, I found that she also had step outs for a tangleation of My Muse, which is called Gitwel. So we're gonna do both. I've tried to do them like separately, and it didn't seem there was another tangle that had like, I don't know, several variations, and I did them separately, and it didn't bode well. So we're gonna do this all on one. And if I remember, I believe I know there's a way to like put a bookmark. I can make a link in the description. I will do my best to do that. All right, so My Muse starts off with a square in the center of wherever you want this to be. Then, move as I make sure that you're seeing the pen tip and not my thumb. All right, next, we're going to extend the lines of this box. Now, if you've done the tangle to sew, that's the first one that came to mind. There's a number of others that have the same stroke. So I'm going to trace over the box and go out a little ways. And which way am I turning it? I'm going to turn it this way. And same thing. Now, what's neat about this tangle is it's very forgiving. So it doesn't matter, let's say this line could be a little longer, but if you end up with something that's a little shorter, it's just very, like I said, very, very forgiving. All right, now I'm going to leave it alone so I don't do more of that. We'll find a way to deal with that. All right, next, from the tip of, your spoke, whichever one you're on, we're going to take it and we're going to draw a curved line right over here between, I kind of was aiming for halfway between the box and the tip of the line of this line. So I'm taking it to the left. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure. So curve line. Then, and we're going to do that on each side. And this is part of what makes this a forgiving tangle, because we're just making the curved line from this point to a point here. And so it doesn't matter if one is shorter, one is longer, it'll all work out fine. All right, next step is, and I'm just going to start from where I'm at here. We're going to extend this line a little bit, and you can take off and land that as well. And that it just helps with bumps and continuity. So that's why I like to trace over a little bit and then continue. And this doesn't matter how far out you want to take it. We're going to do similar curve line to this point. Like that. And then, and actually I'm going to turn it, I don't remember which way I was turning, but I'm going to turn it this way. Because you just have to be careful, because we're lining it up, like I said, with the end here, but also with this curve line. So I need to, when I was playing, I turned it wrong one way, and I want to figure out what I did, because then all of a sudden I was confused. And I want to figure that out so I can share it. I think I ended up going, oh no, see, so right here, that's it. This is it. So when we're finishing it off, we're going to this point, not this end. So let me correct that. We're going to this point until we get to the last one. We're still going to that point, but don't get confused over here. So we want to, and we'll just watch, curve line just meeting up there. Okay, I hope that made sense. It's just going to be that last one because that's the one that we've already extended. So just be careful there. Okay. And I thought I had this all, yeah, unblurried. Okay. Next, yeah, we're going to, okay, so in, this initial, I don't know what you want to call it, it's kind of a triangle. We're going to make some straight lines. This is one part that I found, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to guess. And it's okay, because we're going to make we're just making a little triangle off of each side. So you do it however you want. It's kind of, it makes a little channel here. And again, turning the tile. And I just have to look to make sure I'm doing, yes, so like this piece right here. And it's nice because we're using at least this point as a starting point. And so I find that at the very minimum to be helpful. And in the end, just like, most all tangles, it's not going to matter. Okay. Then, from here, we're going to just kind of make an M, do a zigzag. So I'm going to come down one, up, down, like that. And it's one of those, if it's not even, same thing. I found myself stressing a little bit too much over it, and then I just said no. No to myself. As long as it ends up, so we have the beginning and ending line. And I guess you could think of it as a W, however you want to think. Actually, it's really not it's not really an M. It's a zigzag. It looks like a little crown. So, it's not going to matter as long as you end up at that point. And then from here, you just get to have fun, whatever you want to do. Here, well, let me do this. Nope, actually, she has some really great samples. Actually, one I love. She kind of did the Tangle Moon Pie in here. Excuse me. I like that. But, one second. Let's see here. I didn't play with decorating, but let's see. We'll do just a little bit. So, for instance, and because I like lines, let's do this. Just making some, auraing that top line and just really looking at each section. So you don't have to worry about hollowing the line or anything like that. I mean, if you want to, of course. So many options because there's so many little sections that you can play with. And I do just want to do something simple so that way it's a little bit decorated. And then we will move on to Gitwel. And then this too will kind of take care of that one little section that I went over. Pen was misbehaving. I had almost forgotten about it. But you could fill that section in all the way. And like I mentioned, if you take a look at the For More Inspiration link, Heidi put some stripes through, and added some shine, and it looks really, really cool. And then I do like, she put big orbs up here. And let's start in the center. And work our way out, sort of. I'll do a partial there. So that way it just looks like what's neat about this is it looks like a puzzle that, has shifted. Those, I don't know what those are called, where you have the puzzle and there's like one piece missing, so that way you can shift the little things around and then you get the picture or whatever it is. Oh, there we go. That's what this makes me think of. Ah. And I can fill in some things because it's like, oh, I need to, because I like to, and I think it has a really neat look, fill in those gaps in between the orbs. But this will just to give you some ideas on what you could do. And I'm thinking, well, let's just do a couple. For shading, you could shade each part individually. Could also, and this is what I'm going to do, and then I like doing this because I can always finish over it. But I'm going to do this, putting some graphite on the line where it looks like, like maybe it has slid or something, or it's, sort of tucked underneath or something. And we'll just bring that out. You'll have already seen what it looks like after I've finished playing with it on the beginning picture. But I'm going to fill the other things in afterwards. Oh my gosh, look at that dimension. So hot, that's neat. That's neat. All right, so let's take a look at, put that to the side, at Gitwel. Same idea. I'm going to, let's see, do I have handy? Probably not. Okay. Oh, here we go. Better. Much better. Okay, so similar idea, but we're starting with an orb in the center. And this, if you've done the Tangle well, and there's some others, but so what we're going to do is kind of take off and land, turn. Working on a square tile helps because that way I'm aiming for the flat side, or could aim for the corners, one or the other. But similar to the box idea, we want to have, these go in a north, south, east, west spokes. All right, then instead of straight lines, we're going to do like scallops. Similar idea, somewhere halfway between, not to the tip. So, but I'm starting here, coming about halfway. So, and I'm going to do 3 little scallops, 2, 3. I'm not worried about them being even, but I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to aura that. And then turn, same thing. This one, if you go slow, especially at that last one, and even if that last one is a little, not as, you see it's like small, medium, large. It actually goes the other way, large, medium, small. But it's okay. Whatever ends up happening, happens. But going slow helps, so that way it's kind of like, when you hit this point, you can adjust to where you need to go with that last little curve line. All right. And I'm going to dare say you could take this concept and have a lot of fun with it, with maybe different shapes or something like that. Okay, next step, again, similar to what we did with My Muse. We're going to extend this line up, and you go as as far as you want to with it. And then I'm sticking with 3, just because that's what Heidi had in hers. I'm going to imagine if you want to do more, you can do whatever you want. It's all good and all okay. And so I'm taking this to here. Now, this one, let me go a little bit taller. This one, because it's a double line, I had to catch myself, as I was playing with it, I'm like, oh, wait, but I want it. I'm doing the outside first, and then I'm auraing inside because I found that to be easiest. So I want to line it up sort of with the outside, and then aura the inside. I could have made this a lot bigger. That's okay. I can do it here bigger. And here's where I almost catching myself. It goes to right here. This is what I did before. I went the opposite direction in turning, so that way, normally in the way I did the other one, let me flip it, and because I don't want to confuse you. I did it initially like this, where I'm going to where there's no end, and then the last one I have to just remember. So I turned it the opposite direction, and I share that because if you end up going, oh wait, that's not right, that could be the reason. You just have to make sure, we're meeting it up with that inside scallop section that we started off with. So don't get confused if you turn your tile initially the wrong direction and you're like, wait a minute. And see, the last one is always going to be this because you have to start it somewhere, right? So I think you get what I mean. Okay. Actually, you know what? Put your finger over it, right, like that. That way, you hide it from yourself. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Then, two more things, and Heidi, if you ever end up watching this, I flipped up the order of things just because that's the way I wanted to do it, and I thought, well, this is another option, and really it doesn't matter because these next three steps don't hinge on one another, so you can do them in any order. But I decided I wanted to do this step first because I thought, well, if you wanted to decorate it a different way, this step was kind of important. And it doesn't really matter which one you start with. I'm going to start with the inside, and then we're just bringing it back a little bit. And I'm aiming for the center of this curve line, like that. And I'm just, working to keep the aura. No, I guess I do want to move this right here. Yes. And have it meet up. So it's neat because it kind of finishes it off. And that gives it a really neat look. So the next step, though, that Heidi has for us, and I don't need to turn this. Again, similar to the Tangle Well, and which is similar to what we did at the beginning here. I'm going to take off, so I get a little curve going, and I'm going to land on the little bumps in between the curve lines, and we're going to just turn and do that each place. And one more. Well, like so. Then, now these ones, I don't really have them lining up. So I'm just drawing, curve line, straight line, whatever seems to fit the bill on the outer. And you'll see it doesn't matter, which I love because I'm like, oh, well, That would take a lot of thought to have to line those up. So I just, when I was playing with it, I just went with it. And as you see, it looks just fine. But if you add a little bit of a curve in there, it makes it look cool. So, all right. Now this too, um, I'm gonna look. Oh yeah, yeah. You can have a lot of fun decorating. Oh my goodness! And if you do it big enough, I didn't scroll all the way down, and look real close. If you do this big enough, you make a reticula. Which we've kind of done here. We put a tipple in here, and so you can, like I said, you can have a ton of fun with this one. But what I think I'm gonna do, let's just shade it the same. Well, no, let's not shade it the same way. We'll shade it a little bit different, and then if I decide to put some stuff in there, I will. I'm going to start off the same way though, and now this is interesting because it kind of loses that shift because we've tied it all together. But let's do it. Isn't that funny? Yeah. And it's neat because it makes it kind of a spiral. Well, you know what? Let me. No, I'm gonna do my other thought first. Let's do that, and then we'll see if I want to do those lines. So I'm putting graphite on the outside of these little scallops. I don't know if I want to go all the way around yet, so I'm not doing it. We're gonna see how this looks and then decide. Yeah. Because I like the look of this. It really helps with the disjunct shiftedness, and I kind of wanted that for here too, but now I don't know. We'll see, because I'm thinking, ooh, maybe both. Depending on what how you had this, you could extend it. I think I'm gonna do the shifty thing. And all right. And so I'm looking at where my curve was, and I'm going to the outside of it. Also, this here is on the outside, so that's where I've decided to put the graphite. So let's see what this looks like. And then I might play with something in those, either in the sections or on the outside. I just don't know yet. Okay. Oh, that looks neat, just like that. And this, because I'm working on a small tile, I'm trying not to go out too far, just a little bit back and forth. It's like a mix between back and forth and a little bit of little circles, because I want to make a nice gradient but not have it go too far, because otherwise we just end up with graphite remorse, and that's never good. There we go. Oh, that looks neat. I like it. But I'm also feeling like it needs to have some finishing touch. So maybe. Oh, that I didn't finish that graphite there. Did I not do that with the other ones too? I don't know. I guess I'm going to find out. I'm guessing I didn't. Oh. All right. I'm just following each section. Until it ends. All right. Actually, I might just leave this one as it is because it's just really pretty. You don't always have to decorate things. Oops, look at that. I left out a part. You don't always have to decorate things. And what's so fun about Zentangle is it's all about how you feel and what you feel you want to do. How is the tangle speaking to you? And who knows? By the time I'm done, I might have changed my mind. You will already know because, like I said, you'll have seen the that beginning picture. There we go. Oh yes, that needed that. What a fun tangle and tangleation. Really, really cool. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, would love to have you click like. Feel free to share it, leave comments, and if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I mentioned the description section several times, so do take a peek at those links. I always do my own version of the step out and then link to the originator of the tangle. And gorgeous work she has on here. Absolutely gorgeous. Below that, you will see a link to my website as well as to our private Facebook group. So if you happen to be on Facebook and you want to hang out with some crazy tangle addicts, we would love to have you. Also on my website, I do classes online almost twice a week. Actually, really, it's technically 4 times a week because I'm a crazy tangle addict. I do them 2 times a day. I don't know. I started doing it that way, and I've just stuck to it, and I'm going to stick to it as I can, which will be forever until I can't do it anymore. But so we do two sessions on Thursdays, 2 sessions on Tuesdays. Thursday is always free. Tuesday I have 1 session that's on the 3rd Tuesday. That one is free. The other ones are paid or exclusive to club members. That information is on my website, so check it out. Would love to have you. If you come and visit and have fun for free, and if you like it enough, then you can always do more. So I look forward to hopefully tangling with you at some time. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.